Hi, I'm David. Are you having any trouble setting priorities in your life and kind of keeping things straight? This little grid that I'm about to show you is something that probably will give you some help. It was developed a long, long, long time ago, and Stephen Covey has incorporated it in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You can find some information about that in Covey's work, but I just wanted to show it to you here today. What happens to every single one of us is that we have different kind of things that come into our life. We have things that we think, and others may think are urgent. But there are some things that come into our life that are not urgent. At the same time, there are things that come into our life that are important, but we also have things that are not important that occur in our lives. And this little grid sometimes helps us to determine which quadrant a certain event or issue might happen to fall in. Quadrant 1 is the things that are urgent and important. These are those really important things that have to be taken care of just right now and real quickly in all of our lives. But at the same time, there are some things that come into our lives that are important, but they're really not urgent, but nonetheless, they have to be taken care of pretty quickly. However, there are things that also in quadrant 3, things that are urgent that come into our lives that really aren't important. This may be a ringing telephone, for example. When you're in the middle of something that's important and the telephone is ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, what do most of us do? We drop what we're doing and we go and answer the phone. Whether it's we don't know whether it's a telemarketer or whether it's our mom telling us there's something wrong with dad or what it is, but we will go and answer that phone and drop something sometimes that is a quadrant 1 or a quadrant 2 issue. Well, there is also quadrant 4, and these are the things that are neither urgent or important. But these are things that sometimes we find ourselves busying ourselves with on a daily basis. One thing that I like to ask clients to do is kind of keep track of all the things that you do over the period of 5 or 6 days. Just write them down. Anything that takes more than 4 or 5 minutes, literally write them down. And at the end of those 3 or 4 days, go step back and look and ask yourself, is this thing a quadrant 1? Is it important and urgent? Is it a quadrant 2, important but not urgent? Is it quadrant 3, urgent but not important? Or does it fall in this quadrant 4 area? This might be something like a video game, playing Spider Solitaire or something like that. When you have stuff that you have to do that is vitally important for you to do, but you're spending your time in this. One of the things that I've noticed over the years is an awful lot of people spend as much as 80% of their time in quadrant 4, doing things that are neither urgent nor important. And then they're also tyrannized by the urgent, and what they wind up doing is devoting up to 95% of their life in doing things that are really not truly important. But if you'll make this list and find out how to prioritize the things that you regularly do and find out where they truly belong, it will be a great help to you. One last thing, what I'd like for you to consider is, what I want you to do is after you've made this list and you've prioritized these things, I'm going to challenge you to not do anything in quadrant 4 today. Anything that falls in quadrant 4 that you've put there that you know is neither important nor urgent, I'd like for you to make sure that you don't do that today. Devote that time and that energy on doing things in quadrant 2 and quadrant 1, getting the important things accomplished first and foremost. And then if you have some time, you can come down and play that game. But don't let that be the first thing that you do. Let these be the first.